So I'm sure you've already guessed it by the title of this video. So we are celebrating the 2-year anniversary of this channel. Now, I'm not going to be talking about anything like unboxings, PC stuff, anything like that. I'm going to be talking about something that you always see on my videos or on the openings in the majority of the time. And that subject is going to be basically what's behind me, my background. So I am a big fan of anime as well as a manga. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my manga collection. So nonetheless, let's get started. Okay, so here we have a portion of my collection. Now, if you've seen, technically I do leave some books right here. So those are the ones that are currently pending. So, of course, the ones that I've been reading, it's been JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2, right now Volume 4. That's the pending one. And then I'm going to be reading, of course, Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1. So let me go ahead and clear out all these figurines, and then I'll show you my collection. Okay, so I got everything kind of squared away. So I didn't show you this bookcase. I have a bunch of books technically over here in the front. So I have books in the back and then in the front. I actually need to buy some more bookshelves, maybe 2 or 3 more, because yeah, this collection has been getting out of hand. But nonetheless, let's go right ahead and go to the first spot. Actually, I just want to show you over here up on top. So here's my some of my Gundam figurines. This was pretty cool because I was going through some panic attacks and I was looking to kind of like, distract my mind. So I started buying these little Gundams and I started building them. So I mean, that kind of, that actually helped me out when I was going through that. So of course, I got that. I do have some pops over here. Let's see what else. I think it's some more Star Wars pops right there. Of course, some Ninja Turtles, One Punch Man, the Joker. And then I do have this little box set. So this is the complete classic series collection of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was the 90s cartoon. So I got that. Of course, I got some more pops over here. So I got some Dragon Ball stuff. These little toys, actually, they were, or I should say, they're from my childhood. So these 2 are the only 2 that survived. I would say survived my mom, before she actually, started giving some of my stuff away. This Ninja Turtle plushie right here, this was from my best friend Ajin. So yeah, he gave me that for, I believe it's one of my birthdays. If you're wondering about the Pringles can, it's empty. This is actually a Cantana that I actually built when I was going to school. So yeah, that's why I have that Pringles box, or that Pringles can there. Alright, so going back to all my stuff. First one in the list, Ajin Demi-Human. So this one I really didn't know anything about the series. I just saw it in Barnes & Nobles and just decided to go right ahead and grab it. And then of course now, I'm still collecting it. I believe there's still one more volume left, so it's going to be up to volume 17. So hopefully that will come out soon. And then of course we do have a Manga Kill, so that is the complete series. I liked it. I liked it very much. The ending is kind of weird. It's not the same as the anime, but nonetheless, I enjoyed, reading it, and of course, also the anime. Manga Kill Zero. So this was a series before, Akame actually got into Night Raid. So this was really interesting, kind of looking at, a young Akame. So yeah, that was a really good read. I enjoyed this one. Of course, a classic, Akira. So I have volume 1 all the way to volume 6, complete collection. All You Need Is Kill. This one I I was just browsing, you know, I was just looking there for something to read, and then I glanced at this, and it wasn't that bad. Yeah, so I had no idea that there was a movie that, you know, a Hollywood movie that was, I believe it was it the lead man. I think it was Tom Cruise. Oh, but yeah, so that was a pretty good read. I enjoyed this one. Assassination Classroom. This one tugged. This one was good. Like, I mean, it was an emotional roller coaster at times. I enjoyed it. I was very sad to hear that the series was ending, but nonetheless, this was a really good buy. Of course, Attack on Titan. So Attack on Titan, I got everything right now. I'm just missing volume 34. And then I do have the special edition, so I have 16, 18, 19, and 20. I don't know if they ever did a special edition for 18, but yeah, I got those. Bakuman. So of course got the collection of Bakuman right here. So I got volume 20 right there. So right here, it was more like the early introduction when I was, you know, getting into manga, and you know, I read, of course, Death Note. And then I was like, well, you know, it's from the same creator as well as the same artist, so I was like, why not just get it and you know go for a ride. It was completely different from, you know, Death Note, but I liked the series. Black Lagoon. I was really into Black Lagoon because I started watching the anime first, and then I started collecting, of course, the volumes. I was really sad that, you know, it ended in volume 10. Or I shouldn't say it ended, but it went into hiatus. And of course, I don't know if it's ever going to be coming back. So, but yeah, that was pretty cool read. Blame. So I really had no idea anything of it. I just saw it, you know, of course, that, you know, it was available in Barnes & Noble, and I started collecting it. The art is really good in this one. I saw I believe it was, I don't think it was an anime, I think it was a movie. I enjoyed it, so yeah, of course got that. Boruto. So right now, of course, I'm in volume 11. I believe the anime already caught up to the manga, so I'm perplexed because I wanna see what happens next, but still I do not want to, you know, get any spoilers. So I'm debating, is like, should I keep on watching the anime or just wait until, you know, the volumes start releasing. Dead Man Wonderland. So this one, volume 1, this is what started it all. So I started collecting manga back in 2014, and you know, at first I was like, well, it's like I'll just collect, you know, just anime, just buy the seasons. And I was like, no, it's like, that's fine, I'll just, you know, start collecting, you know, some manga. But I didn't know what to collect. So around, I believe it was February 2014, I noticed that they were releasing Dead Man Wonderland Volume 1. So I went right ahead and, you know, went to Barnes & Noble's, I grabbed it, and ever since, basically I've been buying the manga. So, and I'm not just saying just, this series. It's like, I mean, it just basically went out of proportion after that. But this was the very first manga that I actually bought. So yeah, this is the one that started it all. I liked it because I think, what was it? In the anime, I think it ended somewhere like, I think it was volume 6 or 7. But then, I actually got some more backstory, as it progressed, that they never released a season 2 for Dead Man Wonderland. So that was good to read and to find, the conclusion of that. Death Note. I mean, I already, at the time when I started, buying these, I already knew what was happening in the story. I was a little bit too late, but I still decided, it's like, I need to actually collect them. So I went right ahead and collected. I believe these are the 2 per volume. So yeah, so I got the 6 of them right there. So something newer. So Demon Slayer. I jumped on the wagon. Was it on the wagon or off the wagon? I guess it's on the wagon. I jumped on it a little bit too late. in the series. I believe they were already going into, I think it was either 18 or 19 or 20. I think it was probably around here when I started jumping into it. But I enjoyed it, and plus, you know, I started, you know, watching the anime as well as the movie. So it was good. It was good to, you know, see, or, you know, now, you know, because I already caught up to the movie. So it's good that I already, you know, caught up and already know what's gonna happen in the series. Classic Dragon Ball. So this one, I didn't buy the single volumes. I got the 3-in-1. So I got Dragon Ball. Of course, this is the whole series right here. So yeah, the last one would be the Majin Buu one. I remember when I was young, now that I'm looking at this, you know, more the very first Dragon Ball, I remember, you know, coming in, you know, going, you know, of course I would be coming from school, and then, you know, what was it? I believe it was around 6 or 7, you know, Dragon Ball would come out. And basically, it's like me and my dad, we would just kind of like sit down, you know, in the living room and just watch it. There was a lot, there was a lot of dirty jokes, but I mean, I you know, I was a little bit too young, so it was like, you know, some of the stuff just kind of like just, you know, went above my head. But you know, it was good, you know, going back to the very first volume and then, you know, reading it and then catching certain things like, did this ever happen? And then, you know, actually going back into the anime and actually say, it's like, oh yeah, it did happen. I completely forgot about that. So of course, classic right here. So of course, following up, Dragon Ball Super. So I have up to volume 13. I'm happy that Dragon Ball Super is still going, at least, you know, in the manga. I bought this one just because I just saw it. I was just like, okay, what is this? All right, so we have Dragon Ball. That time I got reincarnated as Yamcha. So I didn't know anything about this. I just saw it, you know, on the bookshelves, and I just decided, it's like, you know what? It's like, I'll just pick it up. I mean, just to see what the story is. Durara, next one in the list. So this one, I actually got introduced, I believe I was watching Crackle at the time. I was back when, what was it? I believe I was playing, or I had I still have it, but it was a PlayStation 3. So I started watching this one. I liked it, and then as soon as, you know, of course, you know, I started collecting, you know, Man Wonderland. I was like, oh, I wonder if they have it. So this is kind of like the very first volumes that I started, you know, collecting. Of course, with Man Wonderland, Naruto, Durara, as well as a couple of other ones that I was just interested in. So of course I got that, you know, of course I got the, was it, I believe it was, this was one arc, of course, Psycha arc, and then the Yellow Scarves arc, which is right there. All right, and then we have Erased. This one, I like the anime so much. Like, I just loved it. And I started noticing that they started releasing these. And at first I thought it was like, you know, I was like, oh cool, it's like I got the first one, I got the second one, third and fourth. I never knew that they were releasing the fifth one. It's not until I was actually just browsing, you know, what was it, barnesandnobles.com, that I know, like, I saw this one as a bestseller, and then I was just like, wait a minute, it's like, there was a fifth one? So I was on my lunch break, I just basically just went straight for it. I went and picked it up, so I was like, yeah, I was like, all right, cool, my collection is complete, because I just thought it was just gonna go up to volume 4 and that was it, but I was mistaken there. What can I say? This one, what did I get from this one? Entertainment. Absolutely. Fan service, yes. But I will tell you this, while reading Food Wars, I did started getting into cooking. It's just weird, just like, you know, going through the series and just looking at, you know, just the different progressions, you know, or the different levels of cooking. I actually started kind of like getting into it, and, you know, and even to this day, I'm still, you know, trying to learn about, you know, cooking, you know, different things that I can do. So this was a really good read. There was a lot of recipes, I believe, you know, in certain chapters, as soon as something would, you know, like let's just say a battle would be done or a food war would be done, they would actually give you like a very simple recipe that you can go right ahead and do. So that was pretty cool for them to include those recipes. Like I said, I mean, you know, most likely, you know, little kids were trying to do this, so it's a very simple recipe that you can go right ahead and do at home. Moving along, so of course we have Fully Cooley. This one, it took me a while to finally buy. I don't know what really took me so long, but you know, I finally bought it, and I mean, I already saw, you know, I already knew what it was about, but nonetheless, it's like I grabbed it. So next one is Fragment of Horror, Junji Ito. I actually started, you know, I believe it was, what was it? I forgot which one. It wasn't Gyo. I believe it was Uzumaki was the one that got me into, you know, like, you know, just, you know, Junji Ito's work. So of course, you know, I'll keep on going, you know, like Gyo's right there, and I have, you know, the other two over here, which would be Tomie and Uzumaki. But I started collecting them. Really, I love his art style. I love, you know, everything that he does. It's just like, it was a really good buy. I really wasn't really thinking on getting into Junji Ito, but I'm glad I did. Fullmetal Alchemist. When I was already getting into Fullmetal Alchemist, I already watched the anime. I never watched the first anime. I only watched Brotherhood, but yeah, it's like the very first anime. It's completely well, I'm not gonna say it's completely different story because I really haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna say anything about it. But Brotherhood is technically the actual, you know, story, you know, from start to finish, which is really good. I really did enjoy it, you know, just reliving everything by reading about it. So we do have Frankenstein by Junji Ito. We have Gangsta. So this one, I bought it, but I never actually found, or I guess I could order it, but I never, you know, it was better to just find the volumes when I go to Barnes & Nobles and just, you know, go to different ones and see if they have it. Next one is Gantz. So I loved this one. This one, I mean, loved it, but yeah, it's... yeah, it's like I was just like, it's a little bit too expensive to buy it. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, it's like I would still probably invest in it and, you know, try to collect everything, but that one's like I just had to I just stopped at one, and that was it. Ghost in the Shell. So yeah, so we got Ghost in the Shell right here. Gyo. So this one was pretty good. It's like this one was a really good read to start off with. The movie is also pretty cool. I would recommend, if you haven't seen it, go right ahead and go see it for sure. So we have Haikyuu. This one reminds me so much of Captain Tsubasa. I believe that's how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong. This one reminded me so much of it. You know, back when I was, you know, like you know, not even a teen, a little kid, I would remember, you know, kind of like the older kids that were really into soccer, you know, around the neighborhood. They would always watch it, you know, and you know, this reminds me of it. So now as I'm older and I'm like looking at this, it's like this kind of reminds me of that. So I'm still looking to collect it. It's really good. So I'm let's see. Like right now there's a shortage on certain volumes that I just can't find. Like this one, I can find volume 2, 3, 4, 5 in my local Barnes and Noble. So I'll keep on trying to figure out, you know, if I can go ahead and keep on searching for these and actually find them. Okay, Happy Sugar Life. This one I bumped in accidentally. I believe, what was it? I think I was doing some, you know, trying to find different anime to actually look into, and I found the anime first. It's from the looks of it, it's disturbing. I haven't really gone that far in the anime just because I wanted to collect the manga. So yeah, so I, you know, of course I found volume 1. I can't find volume 2 for my life. So just because of the shortage, just the same as Haikyuu. So yeah, I'm gonna still try to figure out if I can find that as well. Next one up, Helsing. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm a little bit too late for Helsing, but I only bought the very first volume. I haven't really gotten, you know, I'm not gonna say I haven't gotten the opportunity, but I just stopped at one. Next one up, of course, High School of the Dead. I thought that, you know, of course, High School of the Dead, you know, as I started collecting it, and then I got up to volume 7, I was like, oh, the story's gonna keep on going. That's awesome. And then all of a sudden I was like, I started looking in like Amazon or, you know, Barnes and Nobles, and I noticed that it was only volume 7. I had no idea that the author actually passed away before, you know, of course, High School of the Dead got, you know, concluded. So at the end of the day, you know, we just got up to volume 7. All right, so we have Hinowa ga Crush. So this is technically, I guess, would be, what would it be, like a spin-off of Akame ga Kill. So this one, I recently started collecting it. The last volume, I wanted it to be a happy ending, and yeah, it's like, oh man, it's like it just left it as a cliffhanger. But I'm getting into this one. It's like I'm just waiting for, you know, the volumes to start releasing, but really good, really good. I would highly recommend it. I Am a Hero. So here we go. So this one, there was already a movie of it. Never actually even saw it. I just saw that it was technically a zombie series, horror series, I should say. And, you know, little by little, it's like I bought the very first volume, and I was like, eventually I started getting into it. Really liked it. It was like there were certain times that it was just kind of like, it was just weird. You know, some of the stuff that was happening in the series, but overall a really good read. Really liked it. Hinuyashiki. So this one, what was it? How did I get into this one? Let me remember. So this one, I believe, Barnes and Nobles gave me like a little sample booklet that it was just different, like first chapters of like different anime, or I'm sorry, of different series, I should say. And one, like the very first volume was this one, and I was like, okay, it's about this, you know, old man that, you know, of course, you know, his family doesn't respect him, and he goes out for a walk with his dog to the park. Then all of a sudden, you know, of course, he sees another young man there. And then from one moment to another, you know, and I believe, what was it? I guess it was like an asteroid or a ship, technically crash landed on Earth, basically, you know, killing them. So they go right ahead and, you know, give them their, rebuild their bodies, and, you know, of course, you know, bring them back to life. And they have these, you know, of course, you know, technically their body is like a super weapon, but very, very good. I'm not going to get into the whole plot or anything like that. But this was also really good. Like there was certain moments that I was actually like, it just tugged on my, you know, my strings, and I was like, oh man, it's like, you know, when I'm older, am I going to be, you know, get treated like this, or, you know, and you know, it was really good. So yeah, loved it. Jocko. So the Galactic Patrolmen. This one, of course, is part of Dragon Ball. This was just funny. I had no idea, actually, as I was reading this one, I had no idea that Bulma had a sister. So this one, like, kind of like, I was just like, what? Bulma has a sister? So this one kind of introduced me a little bit more into the world of just, you know, Dragon Ball that I was missing out. I don't know if I was missing out because of the movies, but yeah, I was missing out on that. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, of course, I actually started getting into this series, I believe, because of what was it? I was watching what was it? I think it was Davey 504, as well as I think it was also MXR Plays. But they would do a lot of references to JoJo, so I decided, I was like, you know what? I was like, let me start getting into it. Into the anime first. Loved it, absolutely loved it. And then recently I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna start collecting the manga as well. And then of course I got this little slot right here for volume 4 part 2 once I finish reading it. Mob Psycho 100. So this one, I didn't actually, because what was it? I believe it came out in when I saw it come out, it was in Funimation. No, it wasn't. I'm always forgetting. Was it Toonami? I'm sorry. Excuse me. Toonami. And I started collecting it. It's good. I mean, you know, of course it's by One, which is also the creator of One Punch Man. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and, you know, have a look and see what's going on. My Hero Academia. This one I was hesitant to buy at first. I really didn't. I was like, it was iffy at first. I was like, I really didn't know if I wanted to buy it or actually get into the series. But inevitably, like, I actually started watching the anime and I started getting into it. So I was just like, you know what? Might as well just start collecting it. So yeah, it's like I got up to, hold on. I got up to volume 28 right now. So that's where it's at this point in time. As well, here we go. Now we're going through the Naruto phase. I was well, let's just start from the beginning before I get into it. So you still remember when I said that you know, was it Man Wonderland volume 1 was my very first manga that I actually purchased. Naruto, the 3-in-1, I believe also it released around the same time. So if that one was my first one, this one was my second one. And I mean, I never really got into Naruto when I was younger. It's not until actually I was, you know, I was in my, what was it, probably mid-20s that I actually started getting into it, and I loved it. I just basically just dove in and just didn't look back. I believe, what was it, I got up to, I think it was, I was waiting for this one to come out. It finally came out, and then I was gonna wait, I believe it was another, I think it was like another 2 or 3 months for the next one to come out, and I just couldn't wait. I just couldn't wait anymore. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go right ahead and go into the single volumes. So it was a good little split, because this is kind of like when he's young, and then here is when, you know, when he's actually, I would say, what is it, a teenager. So I just basically, I mean, I just went all for it after that. This one actually, Naruto, actually, I was addicted to it. I'll tell you this. It's like, I mean, there was certain times like in my lunch break that I would, you know, either read, you know, I would just keep on reading this, and then, you know, my lunch break would come in and I would actually go back to Barnes and Nobles and I would buy like 3, you know, if I was able to find the 3 volumes that I was looking for, you know, I would just buy it. But overall, Naruto was the best. It took me a while to catch up on the anime, but it was so worth it. I mean, I think I wasted maybe 6 months trying to catch up. But yeah, thumbs up for sure. Then we have, of course, the stories section of this. So I actually just, I mean, I just bought it. You know, it's like I was like, let's just go right ahead and read and see what the next, what's gonna come out next. Because you know, after 72, that was it. I was a little bit heartbroken. I was like, oh man, that's the end of Naruto. I can't believe it. That was before I even knew that Boruto was going to be coming out. So this little, you know, this little stories was kind of like a good little adventure that would, you know, that they would take us into the future of Naruto. And of course, I forgot. So that here we have the Naruto. Which one is it? The 7th Hokage and the Scarlet Spring. I really can't recall exactly. I can't recall this one. I would probably have to check it out again because I really can't remember. Okay, so One Piece, another one. So if you're wondering, it's like, wait, where's volume 1? Why do you have, you know, 71 here? Well, this is why. Because I have I have the very first box set. So this one, what was it? I forgot what was the volumes. I believe it was volume 1 all the way to 23. Then you have box set 2, which would be volume 24 to 46. And then, of course, the third volume, or the third box set, which would be 47 to 70. So technically, I have the rest of One Piece over here in this corner. So with One Piece, the story with One Piece, I remember, of course, you know, my youth. You know, when I was you know, I want to say I was still a kid. I wasn't a teenager at this point, but you know, every Saturday I would wake up in the morning. I believe like it's 6 in the morning, and I would, you know, watch cartoons. Now I don't know if it's because of the streaming services or whatnot, but like Saturday cartoons are dead and gone. I don't know why. But yeah, reminiscing. So I remember when I was a little kid, I would watch One Piece, and I really liked it. But they would only show season 1. They never went, you know, to season 2. So that, you know, as soon as season 1 would end, then they would replay it again, the whole series or the whole season, which is season 1. So yeah, it's like it was a bummer. But you know, now that I started kind of like collecting everything, I was like, I gotta get into One Piece. I gotta get into One Piece because I need to figure out what happened. Yeah, of course, you know, the story is just amazing. Just the structure of everything. Really love it. For the anime, I'm still working on it. I think it was either at the beginning. I want to say it's gonna be at the beginning of New World. It's where I left off for the anime, and I just can't. I'm trying to keep up, but I just technically can't. But I have to jump on it for sure. All right, so next one, One Punch Man. This one, when it came out, I really didn't know the hype on it. I was just like, all right, whatever. It's just One Punch. But one thing that I always do whenever I start collecting or I start reading new manga is I always read the very first volume. If the very first volume intrigues me, I'll go right ahead and pick it up. So yeah, it's like One Punch. After that, it's like One Punch. I started collecting it. It's getting good. It's I believe it's getting to the epic fight battle. So yeah, really good. Parasite. This one I had no idea how much I would love it. Parasite was really good. I watched, I believe it was the very first episode on the anime. After that, I was just like, I just gotta collect it. I was like, I have to collect this. So that's the story of Parasite. Samurai 8, so much promise, so much. This one, I thought it was gonna be good, you know, or of course, how can I say this? Let me bring my thoughts together. So it was good. Like, you know, it was a progression, you know, between volume 1 and 2. Then 3, you know, started bringing in, you know, of course, you know, new characters. Then from one moment to the other, I felt like, and I believe it was, what was it? I think it was, I don't know if it was 4 or 5, that it just felt rushed. And I understand most likely that, you know, Shonen Jump decided, is like, well, you know, they're terminating it, so they just basically rushed everything so it could be in a conclusion. I mean, it had potential. I guess it just didn't do as good as you know, as they thought over there in Japan. So next one up, The 7 Deadly Sins. This one was a roller coaster. This one was actually good. Like, this one, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's like all of them I've enjoyed. That's why I have them here. But this one was really good, just because, you know, looking at what was happening in the story and just the progression of every single character. You know, it's like all of a sudden, you know, what is this, like enemies become friends. But very good. I believe my cousin started watching I think it was the Netflix series. I told him, I was like, bro, it's like you're gonna love it. I think it's like in the series or in the season that he was at, they're waiting for the next one to come out. I was like, bro, it's like it's gonna be awesome. All right, so of course we have another Junji Ito smashed. Next one up, Sword Art Online. So we have the Aincrad and the Fairy Dance one. And to tell you the truth, actually, I've had this one for a long time, maybe for almost 1.5 years, and I haven't actually started collecting these until recently. So I need to jump on these because I believe the story just keeps on getting good, so I need to get on it. Tokyo Ghoul, another great one. So it was like, don't get me wrong, it's like I love like kind of like a horror manga thriller. This one was really good, just, you know, on, you know, the struggle of, you know, of course, you know, being turned into a ghoul, and, you know, learning to adapt, or, you know, trying to, you know, play the two I would say the two fields and try to, you know, make peace with it. The last volume, you know, once I saw that this was the last volume, it actually came as a surprise because I was actually at work and I grabbed the volume and I turned it to the back, and then all of a sudden I see it's like, oh, final volume. I'm like, no, it's like, why is it the final volume? Just like Naruto, you know, eventually it's like they did the Tokyo Ghoul another, you know, I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was, I enjoyed the ending. It was really good. So, Tomie. So here we have another Junji Ito. You started seeing that, you know, Junji Ito has been around or is around my collection a lot. You know, if you're looking for something to read, you know, check out this author, for reals. Just check him out. Next one, Ultraman. I want to say I've watched Ultraman maybe the very the classic one maybe 2-3 times, and you know, and it's not like, you know, episode 1, 2. It's just random ones. But then I started seeing that, you know, Ultraman, they were going to be releasing it with, you know, in a manga. So I just decided, I was like, you know what, let me get on it. And overall, it has not disappointed. I'm still collecting it. Uzumaki, of course. Here we have another Junji Ito. Really like this one. Just, what is it, Spiral? There's a lot of, I mean, it was just, yeah, it was just creepy at times. So yeah, we got another one there. Yeah, so the final one in my collection, it's Your Lie in April. Alrighty, everybody, so that is it. Just basically, I just wanted to show you basically my collection that I have for manga, and of course, you know, kind of show you kind of a little bit of my interest and what I'm into. Of course, you know, going back to the channel's anniversary, you know, I believe I said this in my very first in the very first video, but you know, at first it's like I was just wanting to do this just as a hobby, and I still do this as a hobby, but you know, I was just, you know, there was certain times, I'm not gonna lie, between, you know, year 1 and year 2 that I was really thinking on, it's like, do I really want to do this? It's like, you know, should I continue? And, you know, in the back of my head, I was just like, you know, well, I still got, you know, of course, you know, this isn't my full-time thing. It's like, this is just a hobby that I'm doing. And, you know, I was like, well, I mean, I have to focus on work. You know, I got certain things here. So I had to kind of like try to work things out, you know, from, you know, getting things. Of course, I'm going to be focusing on my job because that's what I do. But also, you know, I didn't want this to, you know, start interfering or going into those, you know, those things, either work or, you know, stuff that I do for fun. But you know what, I'll tell you this, is like, you know, with a lot of the comments that I get from certain videos, you know, it reinforces me, you know, as soon as I start seeing, you know, like people are subscribing, you know, it's like that, you know, they're finding some sort of, you know, either knowledge or they're, you know, being entertained. That gives me the motivation to keep on going. You know, even now, you know, I'm still trying to figure out, you know, it's like, okay, well, you know, what's the next project? What do I want to do next? And I actually have a list of things that I still need to do. And I mean, I still have plans on doing things with, of course, the Raspberry Pi. I want to show you a couple of projects that you can go right ahead and do. I want to show you one that, it was pretty cool. It's like, it just kind of, it was a spawn of some ideas that I had. So that one's going to be pretty cool. Let's just say you're going to you know, to a field trip or something like that, right? Road trip with your family. And, you know, of course, most likely in certain locations, there's not going to be, you know, internet or anything like that. So if you have children, they can't stream or anything like that. Well, I actually was able to kind of like set something up that you can have, you know, a solo access point or a router, just basically without any internet, just basically just that, and then set up you know, this the Raspberry Pi as a media server. So, you know, you could just direct, you know, everybody there, and then they could go right ahead and stream. Let's just say if it's music or movies or anything like that, you could go right ahead and do that without being connected to the internet, and it's all locally there. And like always, thank you so much for all, you know, to all my subscribers and to everybody that you know, drop by and actually view my videos. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea how much, you know, that actually helps me out, you know. You know, emotionally, that's, you know, it's always the best to see, you know, it's like, hey, people are liking it. let's just keep on going. It's a huge motivation to me. But nonetheless, that is the end of this video. Like always, I really do hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you on the next one.